Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Hold on, let me turn it on.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the show. I had the loaded question asking of how is everybody feeling today that is just blowing up my Facebook feed. So
It's a scary question.
I apparently quite loaded this morning, and there I might have to shut down comments on the socials just because people are kind of losing it today.
Understandably.
I know. Wherever you are emotionally, feelings wise, Cara and I are here for you today to just have a conversation about the things we can do.
That was good.
So cheesy.
That was really good. Let me use that later.
Seriously, though, I'm really pumped to talk to you. We've never actually officially met in person.
Yeah.
So I was like, just come over and bring your coffee. Hi.
so good to meet you.
I'm not a stalker.
And I brought my ginger ale, not my coffee.
Perfect. So maybe you can give people just an overview of who you are and what you're doing over at We Can in the program. Because I feel like you and I connect on so many levels. As a small business owner, you're a super smart lady, by the way. You might not know that she has a master's degree, worked in the DA's office.
Stop it.
Well, I mean, it's just really important to see some smart women doing cool things and the change of direction in your career.
Yeah. It was a odd track. And I started out actually with a bachelor's in acting and directing. Too.
Okay.
So that's another
Okay.
wide turn, if you will.
That's awesome. I feel like
Yeah.
you're way too young to have had so many lives.
I look very young, so I hear.
There you
Thank
go. I love it.
Yeah, so my name is Cara Gerardi. I'm a staff member at We Can. I've been there for about a year and a half now. So I am the program coordinator, and I run the 2 business support programs, which are called Grow, Getting Results from Others' Wisdom, and Own It, which is being piloted this year, which is new. So We Can is an organization, nonprofit, that offers services to Cape Cod and island women who really just need some guidance, maybe in a place of tumultuous upheaval in their life, or they may just have some minor changes. They may be in job searches. So we try to empower women. We use an empowerment model to help women on a path of self-sufficiency and stability, whatever that may mean to them.
I know so many women that have been in a situation, whatever it is, and they're just distraught, can't breathe. I'm like, call We Can. I tell everyone all the time, call, because
Yeah.
you've got an incredible group of volunteers.
Yeah, we do. The whole organization could not be run without our volunteers. We have, I wish I had the number, but it's like maybe around the 500 mark.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and it's all volunteer. I mean, we do have 12 staff members between the 2 offices, but other than that, it's all volunteers.
Yeah, so Hyannis is new.
Yes.
And I think a
Hyannis is
lot of
new.
people don't know that it's available to them.
Yes, our Hyannis office is open. It's a beautiful, beautiful office. It's on 127 Airport Road, which is right across from where Barbie Ann's was.
Oh, I
closing.
know.
Sad.
It does
It's a
make me
huge
sad.
landmark.
Yeah.
But it's right near the mall.
What's up, David, Kayla, Emily? Thanks for joining us on the show. Cara Gerardi is here from We Can, and we're talking about all the things that We Can does, which is it's a lot.
It is. It's overwhelming. Honestly, when I started, it took me like longer than it probably should have to be like, what do we do here?
Right.
Just to understand the gravity and the totality of it. I think the easiest way to talk about it is kind of under an umbrella of different topics. So legal services, financial empowerment services, such as financial planning, budgeting, bankruptcy, debt, student loans, work support. So women who are trying to change jobs, work on their resumes, networking, LinkedIn accounts, whatever that may be, even interviewing skills. business support. So, women who have their own businesses who are trying to grow that or even start them. And then personal development. So we also do a lot of workshops having to do with, all things personal development. And we have a mentoring program, Pathmakers, that's run for 9 months out of the year as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And these are all free to people.
Free. Yep. 100% free, 100% confidential.
I think that that's one of the things that we don't do well as women is accept free help because we always feel like something there's a catch.
Yeah.
There's a reason. There's a something.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even when I took the job, I think just you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop when something seems too good.
Right?
And it hasn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe you could talk about your path a little bit because I think that really is a good thing to see.
Yeah. So I'm 30. I know I look 12, but
And about to be married.
and about to be married. Yeah. In a month.
That's
Like about
exciting.
1 month. Yeah, it is.
What was the winter wedding? What was the decision there?
Well, we've been together for 8.5 years, and we've been engaged for 2 years, and seasons just kept happening. And we kept planning.
Never pick a date.
And then it was just like, you know what? Winter magical. We love Christmas. We're getting married at the Daniel Webster. So it's just all going to be, winter wonderland. So
that is so cute.
Once you decide and just go all in.
I like that
okay.
though.
Thank
It's like
you.
a sandwich, Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Very wintry, like just a
is.
cute, magical area. I'm
It's
digging
been
that
lovely.
for you.
And we planned it in 2 months.
Oh,
So.
see, that's nice. I quit my wedding like 5 times. I was like, we're just not even going to do this. 'Cause I can't. He ended up planning all of it. And we're still married 21 years later. So we still like each other. It's good. It's fine.
It's wonderful.
That just was not my thing. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't like it.
If I had to do this for more than 2 months, I probably would have quit.
Right?
I'm quitting.
Some people are just like big up planners. I'm just not one of those planners. I get overwhelmed if it takes too long.
Yeah. Overstimulated.
I do that. I
That's
overthink my decisions. Like sometimes I just need to make a decision. Like sometimes you just need to call we can. And yes, this is perfect, David, for your stepdaughter to go, regardless of whether she's starting a business, whether she needs legal help, whether she needs support, wherever she is in her space of life, which I think is so important. Good morning, Mari, Chris, Aaron, and have a great day to you as well. Thanks for joining us on the show. Cara Gerardi is here to talk about some of the programs that We Can has. And what is the new business one?
So the new business program is called Own It, and it's an accountability program. So a lot of women go through the Grow program, it's kind of broken up into different stepping stones, if you will.
Okay.
There could be like a pre-startup program, cohort of women, then a beginners, then a more advanced. So some women have gone through kind of that program as much and taken it several times and just feel that they've really grasped what they can get from that program. But what happens inevitably at the end of, sometimes we run Grow for 2 months, sometimes it's 3, but it's always 6 sessions, is that they fall off and they feel that the support is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
The idea to continue to get together, even without the support or not the support, but just like me putting them together.
Well, we've talked about this on this show specifically, and maybe you've not had a chance to, but being an entrepreneur as you've been is lonely.
Yes.
And you're out there going, am I making the right decisions?
Yeah. And
I'm alone.
It's hard to keep up with goal setting. It's hard to keep that motivation, and it's hard to be your own cheerleader.
Yeah.
And be confident that what you're doing is right.
And consistent.
And consistent. So this Own It program is hopefully just going to be ongoing, but it's going to be piloted for a year. So the women will meet once a month for a year, and it's all about goal setting, and it's structured so that it's, there's a worksheet every month. You submit your goals for this month. There's long-term goals, short-term goals, and there's 6 women in the group. So
it's nice. It's small.
It's nice.
That's good.
It's intimate. So really they can get the one-on-one help that they need.
Yep.
Both in the group and then, of course, utilizing other services as well.
And then you've got this new group that is the accountability group after Grow.
Yes. So that's Own It. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
if you've had a glimmer of an idea of a business, or maybe you just want to talk to somebody about it, how do people get involved?
Yeah. So the best way to speak with us directly is to call our main line, which is 508 But during our business hours, we always have volunteers and staff on the phones. I mean, of course, sometimes can't get to everyone
I
right in the
know.
moment, but we're really good about it in returning calls, the day of. And basically, you would call, and if you're new to us, we would just kind of get basic information, talk to you about what your situation is and what it is you may be looking for. Some people come to us, they don't know what they're looking for, but they
Mhm.
know they need help. So we help sort that out. If it's a case that's a little more complex, it may be something that definitely a staff member would want to talk with you over the phone, and then we try to set you up where it's appropriate. That's part of our job is to, as you know, my job as program coordinator is to make sure that people are going to the best fit for them,
Yeah.
and not just things that are going to waste time or just kind of push problems down the road. It's sectioning out what's most prevalent right now in your life and how can we meet that need. And of course, there are needs that we can't meet, which is like, we don't do housing, we do
Mhm.
resource out. We don't have money really to give out to people. So we do resource out for a few things. But other than that, we try to do everything in
But
house.
sometimes you need directions. And I
Yes.
think that that is a really good space to start where you are. Amina, we will definitely put the link to We Can for the two programs that they've got for growing your business. Lauren, yes, it is amazing. Muska, thank you so much for checking
Oh,
in. We Can is
Muska.
amazing.
We love you, Muska.
That's awesome. Lenore, Marissa, so many fabulous females on here, just checking in to say, where do we do this? Put the phone in the chat. We'll definitely get this to you, Amina, I promise, because she's also a local business owner and she's in that space of needing to grow,
Yep.
but not really knowing where to spend, where to focus, where to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need directions to a place.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we don't turn people away. I mean, even if it's something that's like really outside the scope of what we know, we research, we brainstorm, we have meetings together, the program staff, and just try and come up with options, advice, anything that we can do.
Your staff is incredible, by the way. I know Sunny and Lisa
Yeah,
personally, and I think
yeah,
it's really
they
just such a
really are.
fabulous group of humans.
They really are. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've never worked with a group of people that are just like
No, it
all
wasn't like that at
genuinely.
the DA. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
they're wonderful.
I'm
It was
kidding. I'm
different.
kidding. It's totally different.
It's
But I
different, all women together too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that you come from this background of working in a bank or working with acting students or
Mhm.
working with you've got your masters in what psychology or
Forensic psychology.
forensic psychology.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
BS or not?
I know.
That's
Yeah,
kind of cool
it
though.
is.
But I feel like every little piece of that makes you good at your job.
Honestly, they kinda when I was being through the hiring process, they were like, "We don't have anyone with this background."
You're like, not many do.
No, that's good. That'd be scary, but yeah, it was kind of an odd path. I mean, growing up, I did acting. My brother was an actor, and I just was wow, oh my god, on the stage, love that. But that really it was fun. But then as you get older and you go to college for it, it's acting.
But
It's
it's also that
serious.
quest for fulfillment. Like
It is.
what is my purpose? What am
Hmm.
I doing? How am
Yeah.
I going to take all of my life experience and grow that for somebody else? It's kind of cool.
It is, yeah, and with acting, there's a lot of psychology behind it, and that's really what I realized I was most drawn to was the psychology of it, and
Mhm.
understanding, why people did what they did, and
What's your
even
motivation?
what's your motivation? Tell me. Give me your motive. What's your why?
I love this though.
Yeah.
It's good to talk about. What's up, Cindy? Cindy is the hardest working woman in business that I know. She's really out there throwing herself out and trying to get that traction, make her business a little bit stickier, getting out there and just trying new things. And I think that is so important. And I love your drive, Cindy, and things are going to shake up for you for sure. What's up, Christy? Hello, Jenny, Angie. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Cara Gerardi is here talking all things we can. And I think it's good to be here today. And I'm glad that you kind of fell on this day of where everybody's kind of in their feelings about stuff. And I think that it's important to just have a conversation about where you are today in your space. And if you need assistance, that there are people here for you.
Yeah. I say to a lot of women that call, the fact that you even picked up the phone today is huge. I mean, I know personally when you're in those moments of just despair or hopelessness, or just feeling like, everything feels like it's against you, it's incredibly hard to pick yourself up and do anything
How do
that
you
feels
deal with the
productive.
emotions of that sometimes? Because it's got to be overwhelming.
Yeah, it is, but I think with this job is the outcome that you can help these women get to, that it's measurable. It's You can see the steps, and it's not like, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do."
Yeah.
It's, "Okay, let's take you into our arms. Let's build this bridge of community for you." But I mean, also a lot of it is my staff. I mean, we get a lot of difficult cases and things we work on, but we actually have a meeting that we try and put together once a week or even every other week to just talk about the heaviness of some of
Yeah.
the stuff that we come across.
It's got to be overwhelming sometimes. How do you create that balance of not taking that home with you?
I think it's all starts at work. It starts that when you're starting to feel that place that this is really affecting me personally in a way that I can't separate myself from it,
Yeah.
you have to start at work and say, "Hey, I need to step back." And it's encouraged. I think
Yeah.
that a lot of us,
That's never been a thing for me. I've never felt that. So I'm just like,
yeah,
tell me more about that. What is
yeah.
that like?
I mean, it's encouraged. It's almost like they're angrier if you didn't take your space, because you can't be fully present and helpful if
Yeah.
and so it's kind of decompressing about it during work.
That's
And
good though. You've got a team of people that you can lean on.
yeah, and we talk about self-care all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's a big thing in culture nowadays, is talking about self-care and what that really means. Rather,
Hmm.
it's not just getting your nails done. It's really, I mean, it's therapy. It's having a good support system around. It's being healthy and in what you do, whatever that means for you.
Yeah, right. Well, I've got someone on my staff, and also she's one of my really close friends, and they just started the center here in Mashpee for some total body wellness and stuff.
Yeah,
And she's like, you can lean, you don't have to lift all the time. You can
I
lean, and
it's a
it's
hard
nice
thing to hear
it.
though,
I know.
or to do.
I'm working on it.
I'm always like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Right? But it's nice to know that you've got those people in your space that can
Yes.
just say that to you, and you actually feel comfortable
Oh
leaning.
yeah.
'Cause that's also like,
And then they don't, if
do I trust you?
right.
Oh.
What's your motive? Exactly. What's it again?
All the
But
time.
they can hear you. I mean, sometimes, we're in our offices, but sometimes they can kind of hear your reactions to things. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times a day a little head pops in. You okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because I mean, you get it all.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's great and wonderful and so
Yeah.
exciting. And I'm sure you're high-fiving each other that somebody finally put that brick that made them get that walkway together and
Yeah.
they're going. And you're like,
Yes.
yes. And then
Yes.
sometimes it's heartbreaking.
It is. I mean, you can't help everybody, and I think there's, some people that may come with expectations that are bigger than what we can do, and
Yeah.
they come with history and background, and we have to try and meet them where they're at. I mean, and even, mental health is a big thing nowadays too. People who are struggling and not getting the
Yes.
proper help with that too. So trying to also be as educated about that as well with the
Yeah.
organization.
For sure. Another fabulous business lady, Katerina Cedrone. Good morning. Hello, Lauren. Hello and good morning. Some fabulous business ladies on here, and I'm loving seeing
Awesome.
this. Jenny says a great organization. What's up, Sheila? We're talking to Cara at We Can. And what if people want to get involved in volunteering? What if they've got a skill? Because I think that that is something that you're always looking for.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we are. So Sunny Fellman is our new outreach and volunteer
She is
manager.
just such a light.
Her name, it fits who she is.
100%. If
She
you're in
is
a room of
sunshine.
like 5 feet away from her, you just see her smile and
Yeah.
her energy, and you're like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah. And you feel like you've known her forever.
100%.
Yeah, she's wonderful. So she would be the person that you would first want to contact, but you can contact her through her email. All of our emails are our first names at wecancenter.org.
That's nice. That makes it easy.
Yeah. So Sunny is SUNNY. And she would give you kind of like a volunteer packet that you would fill out just to understand and kind of weed through what your interests are. And some people have skills and they think, well, I have this skill, so I should use it, but I kind of would rather do. So we're not just trying to utilize the skills that we're like, no, we need that and only that. We want to
Right.
see, oh, I'm sorry. We want to see what what people
Kick it. I don't
what pe-
care, Cara. Get in
I'm
there.
out of here. I quit. We want to see what people want to do. What I mean, part of the big part of volunteering is, maybe some people didn't get to do things that filled them totally when they were having to be working or mothers or whatever they were, caregivers. So now that this is their way of also fulfilling something, giving purpose.
Yeah.
So Sunny Fellman.
Yeah. If you want to get involved and you're looking for a space to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers here at Lemonadio. But I mean, they're not heavy lifting things. We want you to come and have a good time. Like, this is
Yes.
not supposed to be,
No, it's whatever
I
you
gotta
want it to be.
volunteer because I gotta check that off of my to-do list, because wherever in our brain, I know all of us women have this fake to-do list that we have in our brain of things we should be doing.
Yes.
It's
Yes, we do.
overwhelming. Be good to yourself.
Constantly running.
Cindy, she's breaking your desk. She's not.
Not
Ashley, Trisha, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. So many things that We Can does in our community, and your volunteer base is so wonderful, whether it's law services or maybe you can talk about the things for parents. I know it's
Yeah.
really difficult to be a mom. And in this day and age, just trying to keep a roof over your head and be a mom and keep good food in your body and do all of the things that you're supposed to do to
Yeah.
care for this human.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of great resources.
Yeah, we do. You know, just to, so just for our legal services, just to touch upon that for a second. Parents, there's a lot of people who marriages don't end well, or they just end. So there's divorce, and we help with any sort of family law questions, your rights, kind of options, custody, child support, visitation, grandparents' rights. We also, then for moms who, it is hard to live on Cape Cod. It
Yeah.
is so hard.
And
then
things get messy, and it's okay to be messy sometimes. Life
Absolutely.
is messy.
It is. And, for the messiest person to the person who looks like they have it all together, we have the financial empowerment sessions where you can meet to talk about any sort of finances, consolidating debt, purchasing a home. How best do you manage all of this if you have a child who, even has a disability, and then you are working part-time and maybe you don't qualify for this or that. We try to, you know, splice all this out, because a normal person, I say, doesn't know this stuff.
Yeah,
though.
I love that you did that, because I think it's really important to understand that we're all just trying to do our very best every single day.
We really are.
I know. And on days like this today, I'm glad that we're all here together. Cheryl Muska, there's an amazing workshop coming up about divorce and mortgages
There is.
that Chantel Hayes Rice is heading up.
Yes.
And she's saying she highly recommends it. Like,
Yes.
these are conversations that are just tough to even have with yourself. So it's really nice to see that you're putting this out there. And I really do suggest that you follow them on socials,
Yep.
just in case some sort of workshop or something cool pops up that you might be interested in.
Yeah, and we're really, really good at continuing to be updated on our socials. Our website is always updated to have what's upcoming, and just to read more about what the services really are, like the one-on-one services versus the workshops versus, the longer running programs such as Grow or the Path Makers program. It's confusing to know what's what, but really, the one-on-one services are year round, and that's for all of the legal, financial, work support, business support. And we're constantly doing workshops and updating that. We have a flyer that goes around as well.
I
So
love that because we have a diverse population here on the Cape, and it's not just
we do.
and your foreign language services. I think
Yes.
are really good to talk about because we do have a lot of people here
Absolutely.
that struggle in that department.
Absolutely. We are trying to reach as many people on the Cape for as many backgrounds as possible. We have 2 staff members that are bilingual and speak Spanish. We have a staff member who speaks Portuguese, and then we use a Siricom translation service for any other language.
That's
And
amazing.
we can do that for one-on-one services. We do it all the time. We can set it up, and we can do it through Zoom, but we can do it in person as well. So we don't consider language a barrier, an issue as far as getting our services at all. We want to help as many people as possible. We want everyone to come here. Everyone needs help in some way.
Mhm.
Everyone does. I do.
Yeah,
Certainly
right.
do.
I'm like, oh my God, I need you for so many things.
And
And
lo-
I'm considered to have it together. Okay.
Yeah, right. We have people that call and just say, I need a lot of help.
Yeah.
And we go, okay. And then we can
Start.
one bite at a time.
Thank you. That's how you eat the elephant, right?
Exactly.
And that is exactly the conversation that you should be having is just take that one step, make that one phone call,
Yeah.
reach out. I think it's so incredibly important. My father came here. We learned English together,
Wow.
watching Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And we
Wow.
took the citizenship together, the test. I helped him study for it. Like it
Wow.
was one of those like moments in my life that I saw the effects of people reaching out and being helpful. So I
Yeah.
think it's really important to know that those spaces are there and these services are available.
Yeah.
I love everything that We Can stands for, and you are an amazing group of women. I'm pumped that you're here talking about this because we don't, as women, talk about things sometimes that are the ugly, the messy, the yucky. We
Mhm.
put on our brave face and we go into our day fearless as we possibly can. And sometimes it's just the weight of that on us is overwhelming.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see a lot of shame with women who come in, and it's not wrong. It's understandable that they feel this way, but the isolation that a lot of women come in with, and it's so easy to feel that this is happening to you and only you, and you're a failure, and there's shame involving, when things don't work out, or just involving anything. And I don't mean that that's not true for the male population.
Right.
And it
Guys, we
is,
understand and we watch. Thank you
yeah,
very much for watching, David and Dan and some other our gentlemen on here. Yes,
yes,
because there are women in your life that might need these services,
yeah.
and you could be a good director.
I do want to make something very clear. Our one-on-one services are available to men.
Okay.
We don't say that enough, but they are. Certainly, we're here for an empowering women model, but we don't turn our backs on men who come in and need help. We have plenty of men who come in for one-on-one
Good.
services.
I love that.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
But I forget what I was saying.
Oh, we were just
before that.
This is what happens when we get sidetracked
There it
and get
goes.
excited about hearing things. No, but I mean, when you're at your lowest point and
Yeah.
the conversation that you're having. So I think it's just really important. What else about
Yeah.
We Can we talk about that you feel like doesn't get a light shined on it enough?
I think that, I I try to instill in women that come here, especially for groups, that this is not a temporary, connection that we have with you. This is a forever. Even if you moved away and came back, we will always have that connection. We're always just trying to build community and have women be able to build community within themselves. So we run these groups. I mean, I'm running a divorce support group right now. I'm not teaching it, but
Right. As she's about to get married.
I'm always, I know my fiance's always
She's
like,
I'm taking notes. We're
what are
never
you,
doing
what
that.
are you doing
We're
tonight? I
never
was like,
doing
I have
that.
my divorce support group. And he's like, can we get married first? Yeah, I know. But
I think that's a good education to marrying someone, though.
it is.
There are conversations sometimes that you forget to have before you get married, and all of a sudden you're married, and you're like, "Why did we never talk about that?"
Absolutely. And a lot of women maybe don't know finances because they are just kind of like, oh, he might. Maybe that's more of an old school way, but we do
It's
have a lot of
not,
women that
though.
are like, I have no idea. Like I have no idea, and then they feel trapped and helpless because they had no sense or control over any of the finances because
Yeah.
maybe they were stay-at-home moms or maybe they just were told it was being
Or
taken
maybe they
care of.
abdicate because it stresses them out.
Yeah, right. And understandably so.
And then I was like, wait a minute, what? Now I got to look at things. No, this is a conversation that I always have with them. And it's not
Yep.
that I don't have the capability of doing it.
Yep.
I just don't do it because it stresses me out. And that's
Yep.
also not a good place to be.
Well, unfortunately, there's just, we see women that never thought anything would happen and a spouse dies and it's horrible. But,
Mhm.
then they're left totally not only with this huge loss, but they're just absolutely like an elderly couple or not. And they're just totally just, and we can help them.
Yeah.
But it does feel like they're coming from a place of hopelessness. But, you know, especially today, there may be a lot of feelings of hopelessness. But like you said when we started, there are things we can do to help ourselves and just feel like we're not alone and just feel like some warmth. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to our services just as a staff member to kind of just be there. And I'm just like tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful. The things that come out, the relationships. So the divorce support group I was talking about. Oh yeah, back to that. These women are incredible. They chat with each other. They've been going to hearings with each other to support each other at
That's
the court.
amazing.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, nobody else knows it as better as the person that's also in it, in the
Yeah.
fight, in the ridiculousness,
Right.
in the nasty part of your separation, because
Right.
inevitably it just sometimes gets really yucky.
Yeah. And the court is a scary place.
Mhm.
Coming from experience. I mean,
Yeah. Carrie used to work at the DA's office, and then she left there and decided to run her own dog walking business. So she's like, I need to get something fuzzy on my lap right now.
no,
I'm kidding.
They,
What's up, Greg? How are you? Miss you.
with the DA's office, that's actually how I found out about WeCan is because
Oh, really?
I would refer a lot of women that, we kind of did the scope of what we could do at
Yep.
the DA's office.
Yep.
It's just it was very
This is my
outlined.
job.
Yeah. And we didn't have the services to be able to, do financial support and have free legal services for, talking about restraining orders or divorces and, all that stuff. So to be able to refer people was great. And that's how I, kind of the toughest things. I was like, I don't know. I would refer them to WeCan. And I got so many good responses from that.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did refer, and then now you're here working for the organization, like, right?
Yeah.
Full circle moment for Cara.
It is. Yeah. It's funny how life turns out like that. WeCan, it gives you a sense of not that you're not in the court system, you're making a difference. You are, but there's a lot of bad news you have to tell. There's a lot of injustice to begin with. That's why you have a job. I mean,
Right.
Unfortunately,
Right.
job security is that there's crime.
Yeah.
And so people are, not sometimes people are coming to us on their worst days at WeCan. But at the court, that was a constant. And for me, it just got to the point, I think, where I felt like it just I felt so depleted.
Mhm.
Just because I felt like I was helping, but it just wasn't
Every single day, though, you're dealing with like the people at their worst.
Yeah, and my helping was really there wasn't so much I really could tangibly do.
Mhm.
And I wasn't gonna become a prosecutor.
Yeah, right. That is
So
not the life for me. Thanks.
No, thank you. God
What's
bless
up,
'em.
Lauren? How are you? I've got Cara with us today from WeCan, and we're just talking about kind of her move to WeCan and some of their services, which I think are just so incredible for every space that you're in and you're looking for help, assistance, direction, guidance.
Yeah,
And I love the groups, the small groups. I think that that's
they're
really
great.
great because I feel like women, we feel like we can do it alone,
Hmm.
or we've got this set group of friends, and sometimes this friend group is not really good or
Yeah,
helpful to us because they're like, yeah, you're right, you should be miserable forever like me.
yeah,
It's like
right,
we do
right.
find ourselves in these spaces where we're looking for other people to bring us up,
Yes.
bring us to the next level. And I think that you hear it all the time. You are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with,
Yeah.
and it's really important to push that needle.
It is. And I've even
I
heard
hate
some
using that word, but very
needle.
corporate. Push the needle
Oh, push the
forward.
needle.
I'm like, all
Oop.
right, so corporate.
Yeah, right. Where's my tie? Um, yeah, and another thing that we hear from women is like, my friend group just can't, it's not their fault, but they cannot understand what I'm going through right
Yep.
now. They just don't have the same experiences,
Yeah.
and good that they're not in some circumstances, but they feel like they're like, I just can't say it again to my friend. They're trying, but they're probably like, I don't know what to say to you. I can't relate to you in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's always going to be women that can relate to you at weekend, no matter what you're going through.
Well, that's it. It's nice to have a community. And I just want to remind everybody that there is a community of fabulous people waiting for you if that's what you need or what you need. Or maybe you don't know what you need and you're like,
Yes.
Cara, help me.
Yes, come. I want to mention that our Hyannis office is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4:30, and our Harwich office is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30.
And what if you're having a crisis right now and we're not in business hours?
Well, if you're having a crisis
Well-
and it's after hours, you can leave a message. But if it's like a crisis,
Call 911,
call
y'all.
911. And we have had that. People do call us and because people don't think when they're
I
in
know.
crisis.
You're in a panic.
Right. And I've had people that called and I needed to connect, and that's the thing. I can connect them to who can help them.
Yeah.
There's services around here that I can literally do that. I can get help sent
Which
to
is
you.
really nice because sometimes you just don't know what to do
Yes.
and how to feel
And
how
you
you're
want to
feeling.
call something or someone or an entity that feels safe.
Mhm.
And a lot of women come to us maybe from a place where they did not feel safe. And we kind of have to earn trust a little bit. I mean, trust is not just given, it is earned. And when you've been hurt, or, if maybe you've come from a country where things were totally different, and you don't know, you don't want to get hurt again. You are a bit cautious, and we understand that.
Yeah.
We hope that we can gain that trust and let you know that we truly, there's no other motive that we have other than
Yeah.
like, we truly just want you to be and do your best. I think that's hard for people to accept, though.
Because you're broken. You're
Yeah.
broken and you don't like what you've been burned.
Exactly.
You're at your
You're in a
low right
cycle
now,
too.
right?
Yeah, you're like, it's the cycle, and some people are more comfortable in what they know.
Yeah.
Even if it's a cycle of
That's called trauma.
cycle of abuse,
Sorry, guys.
complex trauma.
Ladies, we get it. We really do understand. And sometimes
Yep.
you have to get off of the wheel.
You do.
Adam, I love the post. Gives people a place to argue. That was not my intention this morning with our question of the day is, how are you feeling today? I was just checking in, everyone. But it has become on fire.
How dare you ask me how I am?
Right? We can just be kind humans today. I think that regardless if we've won, we can talk about the questions a little bit because we've given this Massachusetts has decided that yes, we can audit. Yes, you go right ahead and get your union if you want one. And yes, we're going to get rid of that MCAS. We weren't ready for mushrooms, everybody. I'm sorry. we just weren't ready for them.
You only got the 3 out of 4. But
I know, right? It was close, but we're just not ready for that, apparently.
Maybe next time.
Go get them, everybody. We might need them after this.
Yeah, really.
Couldn't have given us that one thing
Yeah.
to help with our trauma. crying out loud. The conspiracy of noise. Good morning. We're very much looking forward to you playing over at the Clam Jam. This is fun. This is for everyone. Your admission to this show is a piece of beach trash. We are saying goodbye to this season, and this is going to be November 17th in the Mashpee Commons, right where we have organized the Mashpee Farmers Market. It's been an incredible season. We're getting ready for our Christmas market, but we've got one more party before that begins, and that is the Clam Jam, which we'll be hearing the conspiracy of noise and just be outside. Hopefully this weather continues to be nice so we can ride this little wave.
Couldn't believe it.
I will take every ounce of it.
Absolutely.
Except for your winter cute wedding. Like, we need to organize something adorable for that.
Oh, yeah, right. Did you hear me? Make sure it's snowing.
That is, could you imagine?
I know. Probably not.
That's okay. I know. What's up, Kathy? Thanks for joining us. We've got Cara Gerardi here talking about We Can and all the fabulousness that they have going on, whether it's you need law services or maybe you need a group to grow your business. I love that you are full service for everything that we're going through because we're complicated.
Yes, that's our biggest thing that I think kind of sets us apart from other organizations. And even, when we're doing our business programs, there's great, amazing business programs out there. SCORE, E4All, CDP helps so much. But with We try to be holistic in the sense of we're a lot of women come to us and say, okay, well, I have a business thing. And then I do, make it very clear to everyone that you may come with one thing, but we have all of this.
Yeah.
Not pushing you, but just know that it's all here. And then once they kind of get their feet wet a little bit, they're like, actually, yeah, I do want to do this and this and this and this. So that's a huge thing that we're holistic.
Because there's a lot to running a business when you're starting a small business. There's so many things. And I remember one of the things is I did the E4All program.
Yeah.
And I did the first conversation that we had about finances. I literally bawled my eyes out. I cried the whole time because of my relationship with money.
Yes.
It's
scary.
Well, and you're taking a risk, and I'm not a risky person. Like I'm the one that still has her first communion money. I'm not risky.
Just in case.
I don't like to gamble. It makes me nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I can't. So that's very uncomfortable. And I cried. Because it was I felt it was so wasteful and it's not mine and I don't know what to do and I don't know how to feel about it. And you have to take risks.
Yes.
And I'm adverse to risk.
Understandable.
I'm in danger.
That's
I don't like that feeling.
Safe. Yeah.
Right.
Your body's just trying to keep you safe.
Seriously, though. And that's a part of business that you have to decide what your availability for that is.
Yes. Yeah. And they are scary discussions.
Yes.
But, with We Can't, luckily, we're very used to people crying. So please come cry with us.
I don't know. That's an incredible business model. You're just whatever it is that's pouring out of your body right now. It's cool.
We'll handle it. Yeah.
Clean up in aisle 1. We're going to get this trauma dealt with.
Full service cleanup. Absolutely.
That's, I don't know. I'm not used to that. I come from a background of radio where we're all a bunch of jerks.
Hey, actors can be jerks.
You're right. Yeah, that's definitely a toxic environment for sure.
It definitely can be.
We've seen it from the outside.
Yes.
So yeah, that's definitely a transition for you too, I'm sure.
Yeah, just learning that that people really are here to help you and do good, and that
you can feel feelings. What?
Yeah, you're allowed to feel feelings. They're validated, and it's not always that you need to see a therapist.
Right.
Everyone probably should, but it's just that a lot of these things, people think, well, business is business. Why would there be emotions involved? Are you kidding me?
Because there are people involved, and where there are people, it's problems.
And also, life is life. There's 90 things going on in your life at one time, and hopefully 85 of them are good, but there's always going to be some things that are just gives you anxiety or off kilter or trauma or loss.
I'm going to say that you plan to be here on purpose, and we're going to take credit for having this conversation today.
Yes. All of this was a plan.
very much planned to have this conversation because it's so important to be talking about
Yeah.
how you feel today, regardless of where you're at in your space. Good morning, Liz, and hey, Colleen, Nancy, Dee Dee. Such a great group of humans on here today. And Cindy, you're still hanging on. I love it. And the conspiracy of noise, we follow, we can support.
Oh,
Lots
thank
of
you.
exclamation points.
That's
You really
awesome.
do an amazing job in our community of getting the word out, but I think we could do better
Yes.
to remind people that you're there.
Yeah, we're always trying to do better. We're
Well, because
always
in
trying
panic,
to.
people don't think.
No, they don't. They don't. And it's it's hard to know. You hear a lot of things. You hear, oh, this organization, that organization, that. I mean, we actually had somebody come in the other day and say it takes somebody 7 times of seeing something to like fully like process what they're seeing.
Mhm.
So, thank you so much for having me on here because we just as many people as we can reach. It's hard. Outreach is hard.
Yep.
We try. I mean, and it's not that it's not going well, but it's just not enough.
No, because people go in their one direction
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single day, and we're more divided. I mean, look at how many TV services we have and trying to find what show and where it lives and how to find it. And like,
Yeah.
this is the way we have now decided that we want everything on demand. Well, the problem is when you get everything on demand,
Yeah.
the other stuff that is
Yeah.
new gets kind of sidetracked.
Well, it's like there's too many options.
100%.
Yeah. I would get overwhelmed too.
It really is aggressive.
Right. Which is why, we can, if you do call us 508-430-8111, we have it all.
Yeah.
And what we don't have, it's like a hub of resources. So everything on the Cape that you may be looking for, even if maybe you think, oh, they probably don't, we probably know who does though.
That's so important because guys don't like asking for directions. Girls don't like asking for help.
Yeah.
These are stereotypes that are stereotypes for a reason. And like, it's just, we still need to be better
Yeah.
about it. And I love having resources available
Yes.
and lists and places
too.
where I know that I can go and it's like, oh, I've got a phone number for you and a human's name.
Yes.
'Cause
Right.
that's always helpful. Like when you're calling the unknown phone number
Right.
asking for help and you're like, I don't know. But if you have
yeah.
someone's name,
Yeah.
I think that is wonderful that that's how you can reach everybody in your office by their first name. And then it's
Yes.
at We Can.
Yes. And on our website, which is just wecancenter.org, there is it's a really, I think, well-made website. I feel like it's very clear, but there's a staff page. So you can see all of us, our names, our backgrounds. And then there's also a resources tab that has all the resources that we give out. And that could be, I mean, down to food. It could be even, baby center stuff or, whatever it may be. We
Yeah,
have
whatever you need.
resources. Yeah. Then obviously
And it's
our
just nice to
workshop
have a
services.
face, a name. It's building that trust.
Yes.
Because it is difficult to trust people when you're
is.
scared.
Yeah, it is. It is. Something else that is important is, we're always doing evaluations. We're always asking the public or the people that we try to serve what their needs are. Is there something that you feel would be helpful to you that we're not offering? Is there a workshop that we've done several on like caregiving and, the intricacies of that. And
It's becoming a big
it's a
conversation because we
thing.
have a housing issue, because
Yep.
people are living in multi-generational homes. It is
Yeah.
a situation
And because it's
where
so
we can't afford it.
expensive.
Yeah, I can't afford it.
everything.
You're living with me and
Yeah.
get used to your rocker on the porch. But when that doesn't happen anymore and somebody's sick, now we've got problems.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes a toll. I think there's even a good portion of our staff that also are caregivers in one way or another. And
Our community is aged here on Cape Cod, and you're probably going to be caregiving for someone in your
Yeah,
family.
at
It's
some
just a
point.
fact.
Right. So we whatever it may be, I've had moms come to me. Is there a way that we can put like a mom group together? And share contact information. I had one woman come to me and ask about like a mom's group where they could even try and figure out rides or like
So many things. I know.
yeah.
Transportation, also huge
Transportation.
situation here on the Cape.
Yes.
And if you don't have a vehicle, it's really difficult to
Yeah.
survive here. Our public transportation is getting better, but it's not great.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Lauren is asking, so small business finances, CPA, H&R Block, any sort of things like this.
Yes.
See, there you go. All the above.
Call us.
Yeah, Lisa, Diane, thanks so much for joining us. Yes, get ready for your day. Oh, you got a pitch contest tonight. Good luck to you, Cindy.
Ooh.
I will actually be at Cape Space, I think, coming through. So maybe I'll have a chance to watch that. I think it's the pitch competition that is happening over at Cape Space today with E for All. Whatever it is that you need, we've got a spider visitor
I
now.
was
I'm
like,
like,
do you see that?
yep, it's Halloween in here. I'm going to be broadcasting live from my new offices soon. So
Burn it down. Burn it all down.
next week. All right, Cara and I have to go. Let everybody know how we can get a hold of you.
All right. So if you want to get a hold of me directly, the easiest way is by email, which is Cara, Cara, at wecancenter.org. Or you can call the main number and ask for me. Sometimes I answer the phone, the first one, but if not, they can transfer you. Again, the main number, 508-430-8111.
And please come back anytime you've got new programs, or you can just like zoom in
you.
and let us know with updates and stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
Because I would love to stay connected on all the things that We Can has to offer.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
This was wonderful.
absolutely. Whatever it is, if you're in your feelings today, if you need somebody to talk to, just reach out and call. I'm happy to take that phone call. Text me. Please don't fight on my Facebook page. If I have to take it away, I will. I'm just asking how you are today. That is all. It wasn't loaded. It wasn't a place to offer arguments. Be kind to people today, please. If you do nothing else today, be kind to people. All right. Thank you so much, Cara. And
you,
on the
Stephanie.
show tomorrow, we'll be over live at Mashpee TV. Hank will be joining me. Chris Ball will be there with a Mashpee update and everything that is going on in our town. Thank you so much for your time today and have a good one. You're here. You're talking. I gotta